Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Market cap 280 billion. Took a punch, sliding down. Bitcoin's at about 7,500. Ethereum $414. Bitcoin Cash $755. EOS $6.24. Neo about $55. So we have this big epic crash, and it just seems to keep crashing. And I keep getting asked, so what's going to happen to Bitcoin? Do I believe it's going to bounce? So I think it's going to go to 6,000, 5,000. And if you already watch my show enough, you probably already know what type of answer I'm going to give. I think my soul of souls, my heart of heart, that Bitcoin is going to be the internet money. There's going to be a currency out there that's not backed by any government. This is what I believe. The reason I believe Bitcoin is going to be that coin is because there was no ICO. And it has huge publicity. Billions and billions and billions of dollars of publicity for free every single day. You can't, these other coins have to pay to get on YouTube channels. They have to pay to get on magazines and have people talk about them. Bitcoin, Bitcoin's in everyone's mouth. Bitcoin farts, everyone talks about it. You can't buy that. When you get to that kind of stage, whatever you are, if you're a product, a person, or in this case, a cryptocurrency, it's very hard to lose, especially when the name of the game is network effect. The name of the game is network effect, and you're the one by far most publicity that's going to have the most publicity. And there's not a coin that comes anywhere close. I'm going to talk about another coin that comes in the realm, right? But it's not Bitcoin, but I believe that it's going to survive. These other coins, I'm not hating on Nano, I'm not hating on Dash, but I really don't see Dash or Nano being the internet of money. That's Bitcoin's job. It just has the way it was made, right? The immaculate conception. It's very hard you can't repeat Bitcoin. Bitcoin is what it is. And it has the best minds behind it. I just believe we're in the infancy of something that's going to be absolutely extraordinary. And I believe Litecoin, I haven't underestimated Litecoin, but I had a revelation, and it's funny. I'll look at a coin forever. And then a light bulb will just go off. And I'll be like, oh, that's the secret sauce. Secret sauce with Litecoin is the same thing. There was no ICO. Charlie's selling his coins. I'm starting to kind of see the magic. It's kind of Satoshi-like in a way. I could have thought that he could have just locked him up for 10 years, but he went with the straight, just fuck it. I have no skin in the game financially, but I have my entire body and soul in the game because it's my reputation. He can't just walk away and let Litecoin go to shit, because then his career, not career, but his reputation's ruined. So there's a lot riding on Litecoin doing well. But it's not just that. Litecoin has the same kind of thing that Bitcoin does. It's kind of, it kind of has a lot of that free publicity. The no ICO. It's as close as you're ever going to get. Why would Litecoin survive if Bitcoin gets Lightning Network and it does all this? Why Burger King, bitches? You have McDonald's. Why Jack in the Box? It's because there's going to be somebody out there that doesn't like Bitcoin. It's that simple. They don't like the color orange. Bitcoin, they hate the name. People don't care. They're trivial. When it gets to the point where you're on top, so let's say Bitcoin masters everything and it becomes the internet of money and it's chilling, then people get complacent and they want something else. They want their new skin. They want their new flavor, right? So then Litecoin is going to be that, in my opinion. There's not going to be too many that are going to be trusted because you still need a very large network effect. So those are just my thoughts. These things are like relics. Am I investing in Litecoin? No, I still have a lot of Bitcoin. If I do jump in Litecoin, I'll let people know. But I feel comfortable having a lot of Bitcoin. But I grow to appreciate Bitcoin more and more every single day. The dips really don't matter to me. At this point, I'm not trying to get in USD. I know a lot of people are, and this thing can get ugly. It can go down to 3,000. It's whatever. It's like, if it goes down to 3,000, I could have doubled up my money, woo fucking who. But I don't care. I have too much going on that's making me a lot more capital than monitoring this shit all day trying to double my capital right now, right? Because I can take 10% of my capital and 20x my entire portfolio if I play my cards right with what I'm doing. So trying to play this game of getting all of my skin in and out of the game, trying to get these 20% chops, that's cool. That works for a lot of people. But I'm doing something else. I'm playing a different game, so I'm comfortable. I'm chilling. I got all my coins. I'm not getting out of shit. We can ride this thing all the way to the fucking bottom. I don't care. I'll be like that little dog with the fire, sipping his tea. This is fine. Because it will be fine. Because the fire people are going to put the fire out. I'm going to get insurance. I'm going to end up getting nicer wallpaper than I had before anyway. And something that was cool, the Russian Association and a company Block Finish, basically these people from Korea and China, funny enough China, they're suing Google, Twitter, all these Facebook for banning the ads because they're like, look, man, you're a monopoly. Your monopolies coming together and banning something. You can't do that, especially if you're creating your own. So Google and all them are creating their own blockchains while banning ads to other blockchain projects. You can't do that. It's like a monopoly. And I really like that because I'm like, it's like, fuck you. That's right. They have a good point there. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Why are you banning all these ads and then coming out with your own? It's fucking, you can't do that. It's like, it's getting to be so, that's why everything needs to be decentralized. That's why they're scared. That's why they're not, one of the biggest reasons they want to say, oh, we're scam ICOs. So it's like, yeah, people getting wrecked in a car, so let's ban all cars. It's like, yeah, you have some scam ICOs, but they know they can easily do slap up a page where there's some kind of verification or something to, to advertise on your platform. So if it is a scam, you can find out the people, who they are, and there can be repercussions. There's ways around it, not just throwing a blanket over it saying, oh, this whole crypto revolution, you can't advertise anything. If you're Neo, if you're, these reputable companies, you can't advertise. I think that's absolute bullshit. So I hope that, breaks ground there. If I was Facebook, I wouldn't, if I was corrupted, I would be like, well, look, man, I don't like decentralization. I have all the power. I have all the money. I don't want to have to spread that out, but that's just the way it should be. No company, especially with controlling your data, something as sensitive as Facebook. This is all new to us. The internet, all this is new to us. So we should really take it with a grain of salt, what's happening right now, and move into the future with what we need to, because it's massively changing. And what we see as big centralized empires now are going to be crumbled into decentralized. It's just how it is. Especially when you're at top. When you're at the top, nobody really likes you. Nobody really has your back. Everyone wants a piece of the pie. So it's going to be harder and harder to maintain that power, especially when people see how decentralization really works. And one last note on China. It's funny because they're allowed to participate on a Neo, ICO, Next. Reading more into that, but just thought I'd brought that up. Talking about another reason why I hold a HODL is because one of my friends was selling his Syscoin because he heard all the FUD, and he's like, man, Dan, I don't know what you're doing, but I'm going to sell all my Syscoin and buy it back cheaper because all this FUD, with the crash, it's just going to keep going down cheaper. And I was like, yeah, man, I guess you can do that, man. Do you. I'm not doing that. I'm just buying the dip. That's all. I'm not selling. I'm not buying the dip. And, he sold all his, and then this happened. He woke up, had a heart attack. Of course, the market, I could easily have sold all mine up here, but I don't care. I'm not playing that game anymore. I'm not there anymore. I think it's too rock bottom for me to try to, if I thought that it could fall 10x, then yeah, I would definitely try and try to play a game. But even if it falls 1x, 2x, 1x, if it gets cut in half, which I think is worst case scenario for a lot of these coins, that's not fine. It's whatever. I can handle that. I think the upside's much greater. I think we're going to start seeing a lot of that. That was because of the Binance listing. And I'm just, let me get into Fortnite. So it was funny because people keep asking me, like, what can you do? What can we do? Markets manipulated. And I was playing a game. I was playing Fortnite. My friend got me into it the other day. I'm a rookie. I suck at it. Absolutely suck at this game. Terrible. And I know I'm always going to be terrible at this game. I'm not even going to try. So I'm looking at everybody building their little pyramids of wood and all that crazy shit, people flying through the sky. I'm like, I can't play this fucking game. But I was like, I love to win, though. I want a chance to win. I always like to look at something. It's like, well, I don't want to play their game. I'm not going to play their game with their fucking wood. I don't even have any wood. I don't have no wood. I got a lot of bricks because I beat through houses to find guns. The point is, I didn't play their game. What I do is, I have a strategy where I float in the sky forever until I find a cloud. I hide in a tree, and then I just keep hiding. I just keep hiding. Let everyone else kill themselves. And what does this do? It gives me heads up. You see this? I was heads up in a 100-man free-for-all, whatever you want to call it. I wasn't shot once. And now I have guns, and I have a chance to win. And that's kind of how I feel with the globalist elite and all these people controlling. It's like, I don't know, if you want to ask how to play, don't play their game. And I'm not saying about hiding. No, that's just a parallel. It's like I wasn't playing their game. That's the whole point. If I played their game, I would have got killed. I found a way to not play their game and have a chance to get one move away from a win. A person, if you look at it, you're like, man, he has no chance. Yada, yada, one move away from a win. And that's how I feel when you're looking up at these governments and you're just like, man, I can't, they're building these wooden bridges. They're coming at us all crazy. I can't stop that. I'm not good enough. Find the way to flip it on them. Make it powerless. It doesn't matter how many wooden bridges you can find, bitches. If I'm hiding in a bush with a shotgun, you can't find me. If you can't find me, you can't do anything. You're powerless. And if I could catch you when you're not looking, especially when you're on top of your wooden empire and you think, I'm the best, I can't ever be killed. And that's why I sneak up behind your ass and shoot put a shotgun shell right in your asshole. That is where we are. Don't play the game. How do you not play the game? If they say something, don't just react to it. Dissect it. There's a lot of FUD. And I don't want to just say FUD because some of this information is real, but it's real wrapped up in a lot of embellishment. And it gets so embellished that it becomes unreal. So there's real core, and the real's not so bad. But when you embellish it to hell, and then it becomes the purple monkey effect, where it's like you tell your friend purple monkey, and before you know it's like 5 different words that never were, purple monkey, elephant. You know that game. That's what it becomes with the media. It's all hand-me-down bullshit. People try to spin it, try to get that clickbait title. They try to spin it in ways to try to get more views, make it more drastic than it really is. Do your own research. Realize, don't just dump when you think it's going to go down. You have to have fundamentals. It's a video game. You have to have your fundamentals down or you're going to get absolutely crushed. Be self-aware. No, hey, man, I can't go head-to-head with these governments. I can't go head-to-head with this bullshit. But guess what? I can hodl. I can buy the dip. If I believe, that's simple. Dollar cost average. Don't get shook out the game. And it's kind of like voting. If everybody did that, there'd be much more hodlers, meaning more Bitcoin out of these governments' hands. Because that's the only way they can create FUD. Or the price to crash is to crash it with Bitcoin they have, right, to lower the price and create a bunch of news. But if there's more and more people buying the dip that aren't institutions, that aren't governments, but everyday people putting a little bit of your paycheck, something that's not going to kill you, constantly buying the dip. If everyone keeps buying the dip, we as people will have more Bitcoin. And then I believe in a spend and replace. Use the Bitcoin. Don't just hodl it. You want to use it and replace it. You hodl a certain amount of Bitcoin and you spend it. You want to, we have to make this work. We want more merchant adoption. We want people using it. So it's a fine line. I'd rather be giving my Bitcoin to these merchants who I know aren't going to dump it to these assholes, right? Merchants that I like, replace, lots of things that we can do. Spread the good word. You don't have to listen to their fucking bullshit. Don't play their game and you might end up one move away from winning. Gonna kill here. Cheers. Peace.